Hello everyone. Long time no see. I guess there's been a lot going on and also not a lot going on at the same exact time. Sorry for the wobbliness. Of course, Posey is in here and there she is, wreaking havoc already. So she missed everyone as well. I realized it's been weeks since I put out an update, and sorry about that. Mostly sorry to myself, because I realized that the whole point of this, and there's Posey again, was to do this as a journal and something for myself, because I started this taking 15 minutes to myself one day as a way of self-care. And that was great the first time I did it, and ever since then, really I used it as a tool to update everyone on Angie, which is also great, and I know her friends and family and people appreciate that support us, appreciate that, and I love doing, being able to provide that. I just realized that since we didn't really have too much to update on Angie, I wasn't doing anything for myself. I should have still been doing this, because the whole point was to do something for myself as a way to journal or get some things out. So anyway, here I am. So there have been some big things that have been happening, and some good things, and just some mundane things. So Angie is doing great. She's fantastic. This immunotherapy that she's doing, there really are no side effects. Sometimes she'll be a little sleepy after. Sometimes her stomach will feel a little squirrely after. Not really much of anything. We do try to take it easy on the nights of her treatment. It's a little exhausting. Some of that is just the traveling to and back and being there, because with the flu season being around, and currently her treatments are being done in the hospital, in the cancer center of the hospital. With the flu season, everything's backed up, so blood work and everything takes forever to come back. So by the time she's done, even if it's a short treatment, it's still several hours that she's there. But the best news happened last week at her treatment. That was the first time ever that she's not needed a magnesium infusion. Yeah. Since her magnesium infusion is one that couldn't run concurrent with the immunotherapy, they would do the magnesium 2-hour infusion first, and then her 1-hour immunotherapy infusion. So there was 3 hours of infusions there. Now, since she didn't need that, last week, once her treatment got started, it was just an hour long. So that was awesome. Yeah, that's just been fantastic. So you should all know that what I prop this my phone up on to do these recordings is Posey's scratchy post, and I have it elevated, so whenever the wobbliness, it's because Posey keeps walking over her scratchy post, which she's allowed to do. I'm using her equipment, so my apologies for interrupting her time and her things. Yeah, so the treatments are great, and then also what's been really great to see, because it's it was a source of huge discomfort for Angie, but her chemo freckles, her skin rash is really clearing up. We see a lot of her, she had really clear skin before all of this started, and not that I minded either way, but it was uncomfortable for Angie. It itched and it hurt, and the rash and the bumps would be inside of her nose and all over her back and her chest, and all of her back and her chest, the rash is completely gone. Inside of her nose, it's gone. She does have some remaining on her face, but it is so much better now, and that it doesn't even bother her, so that's fantastic. And it's just clearing up really fast, so that's been an exciting transition. Also, we just talked about this last night. She would get these little cuts and tears in her fingertips, and they were very uncomfortable for her, and they would happen so easy, like her just reaching out to grab my hand. She would get a cut or two in her hands from that, and now that's stopped happening. So that's been fantastic. It's nice to know I can just grab her hand whenever I want, and I don't have to worry about hurting her. So that's been great. So there's no new update other than that. She has to be on this immunotherapy for 3 months, and at that point they'll do the scans again and check and see, you know, what's been going on inside of her body and what effect these treatments are having. And hopefully that means it's been slowing down the cancer, and I have no doubt that it is. So that's great. So there's nothing new there. We're I think that will be likely the end of this month, or probably mid-April, that those scans are done. So we'll be sure to keep everyone posted. But until then, there's no secret. We're not hiding anything. There is no update other than Angie's doing really well, and the side effects are just next to nothing, and that's fantastic. So there's that. I guess the biggest news, and a lot of you of course know this already, but instead of waiting until September to get married, Angie and I went on February 22nd and we eloped. We got married here at Eagle Marsh in Fort Wayne, which is where I proposed to her, and just a very private ceremony. It was just our witness, and you know, just there were just 5 of us there, and it was everything that we wanted it to be. It was very simple. We didn't want anybody to feel slighted. However, Angie had been pushing for months for us to elope. I didn't want that because I wanted to say our vows in front of our family and friends. And after that last bit of bad news, her last appointment in December when we got the bad news, I told her that we could go get married. And we are very cheesy people. We are well aware of this. We used to hashtag in all of our social media postings 222 because we were 222 miles apart when she lived in her old house. So what better day than February 22nd to go get married? So that's what we did. And then we went on a little mini moon up to Muskegon afterwards for a few days, and that was Michigan, and that was fantastic. We have a reception coming up, which I'm really excited about, because we only had the, we only did our, we only set our dues basically when we got married. So we are going to do our written vows to each other for the first time at our reception in front of our family and friends, and really that's all that was important to us. So we still get to share that big special moment. And we're gonna have a cake, which we went and did a cake tasting, and we picked out our flavors and the design, and we're super, super excited about that. And we can't wait to be with all of our people and have that share that very big special day. So that's been exciting news. So I'm married. It's crazy, but I am, and I love it, and we're very happy. I guess the other things that have been going on is, in dealing especially with caregivers such as myself and a lot of us, realize that we are the schedule, we are the calendar, we are the reminders, all of the appointments and all of the blood draws and all of the scans and every question that needs to be asked of the doctor or followed up on, or you know, what time everything is. I know I am the brain, I am the schedule, I am the reminder, I am the alert. Which I gladly do, but it is something that, you know, Angie and I have been talking a lot about recently, especially, is that I want nothing more than to live that life where I just go with the flow, you know, and when you are on such a restricted schedule, or a schedule that is just, when your brain is wired to be the schedule and to be the reminder and to be the alert and to have all that in there, your capability of just going with the flow kind of gets sucked out of you. And that's not any fun. And it's a struggle. And you know, something that we just talked about yesterday and decided we're going to do for ourselves, and is, what can we do here? Because, you know, because Angie is feeling better, and because for so long we couldn't do so much, we wanted to catch up with all of our family and friends and have everybody over and go everywhere else. And it's been great to catch up with everybody, and it is completely overwhelming. Okay, who this weekend can we schedule in here? Oh, we have a free day here. Let's schedule, you know, this person. I hate to say schedule because we don't mean that. We love hanging out with all of our friends and family. I just mean, hey, we have some free hours. We should put somebody in here so we can, you know, get some quality time in with them. Well, what we realized, and now, you know, now we're a married couple, and we want to make sure that we're enjoying that and enjoying our home and doing all these house projects that we have planned. They're simple, but we have some house projects. We haven't hung a single thing in this house, and we have a lot of really important things that we would like to hang up and do some things to decorate, and we have some painting that we would like to do, and we're exhausted. We're exhausted. I am definitely not doing a good job of taking any time for myself, and I realized, you know, we went to church today, and this church that we go to is such a deep breath for me, and I know Angie really enjoys it too. But every single time we go, there's just such a huge message that I get from it. And today, you know, they were talking about running like crazy and overwhelming yourself and not taking, and when you do that, you're not able to feel the joys and the happiness and the good things like that. And I definitely don't want that, especially in my newly married life. I want to enjoy those times. I mean, we don't know, you know, we could have a very long life together and we could have a short life together. But either way, I want to sit here and enjoy this time that we have together now. We're newlyweds. We have a new home. We haven't had time to enjoy any of it. And so we decided yesterday that we were going to try to take every other weekend to ourselves. And I couldn't be happier. It feels so right. It's something that's definitely needed because we are running around so much and not taking that time for ourselves, that when we do have little bits and pieces of time, it just feels like we have to be wrapped up in each other because we're not really taking a break and enjoying each other. Of course, there's moments of that, and yes, we spend a lot of time together, but when you're spending a lot of time together running around or spending it with other people, it's just different. It's not that it's bad. I want that to be a part of our lives too, but it's just different. So we're going to take better care. I know that I need to take better care of myself, and then also we need to enjoy our time more. You know, split that up and make sure that there's a healthy balance, because, and I haven't ever been good about that. I have always been, let's just fill that social calendar up. And then when you leave so little time for yourself, it's exhausting. So this has just been a struggle of mine. And Angie just relies on me. That's one thing she relies on me for, is to make sure I'm doing most of the planning and making sure things happen and making sure to not overwhelm her. Well, I need to make sure I'm not overwhelming myself and not overwhelming us. So we'll be working on that healthy balance. The other thing is, you know, I need to do this. I need to take my 15 minutes a day to myself, and I need to do these vlogs, not just for an update for Angie, but just to talk about some things. And right now my biggest thing is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm feeling very overwhelmed and exhausted. And it's not even that, you know, nothing bad is going on with Angie right now, you know, specifically. We're at a good place and she's doing really well. So what better time to get back to things. So I'm going to take my 15 minutes a day. I'm going to do this version of journaling, this vlogging. I signed up for my first bike race, or bike ride, not race. I don't race and I don't race, but I do rides. Many of you will know that I love to bike. It is my passion, bicycle. And you know, before I met Angie, I was riding a lot, and I finally got up to 40 miles. And you know, last year, the truth is that it was such a crazy, wild ride that I would never, ever change. But I went on one bike ride, and I'm glad it was 18 miles long, but it was one bike ride. So that's something I've already signed up for it. So my boo and I will do the Ronald McDonald House ride at the end of April, and we're just going to start off right with the 25-mile ride, and I can't wait to do that for myself and my spirit, and to let Angie see me in that capacity, because all she sees me in is caregiver mode. And it's time that she sees, you know, me as a wife too, and not just a caregiver. That's such a, I know I've talked about that before, but that balance is of when to be a caregiver and when not to be. It's a very fine line. And you know, sometimes I'm like, shut up, Jen, she's got it, she'll remember to take her medicine. But it's just natural. It's natural to ask, it's natural to follow up, and it's hard to get out of that mindset. So anyway, as you can see, I'm a little bit all over the place here because there's just so much going on, but it's a really good place. So Angie's doing great, I'm doing great, and you're gonna see me around on 2 wheels again a lot, and I'm pumped about that. Angie is running a 5K next weekend. Yeah, so take that, stage 4, and do what you want. But Angie's running her 5K. So I'm super excited to support her, because this is the first time that she'll get to run where I'll be at the finish line. And I don't care if it took her 17 hours to complete. I want to be right there, and I cannot wait. And I'll be honest, I cannot wait to see her when I get done with my first ride, because we haven't had those experiences with each other where this is a passion of hers. This is, you know, running is, biking is a passion of mine. We finally get to support each other in our passions. So now we get to grow individually again as well as together, and it's just all good. So I'm glad I got a chance to catch up with everybody. I hope everyone is well, and thank you for listening. Thank you for your love and support. All the messages of love, you know, regarding us getting married, we just are taking it all in and soaking it all in, and still trying to say, is this really real? Are we really married? So anyway, I love you all, and we will talk very soon.